Good morning, everybody. I'm Steinberg, President of the California State Senate and the author of one of the lead bills that will be before the Senate Public Safety Committee, SB 574. I'm joined by my colleagues, Senator Kevin De Leon and Senator Marty Block, who will also briefly speak before I turn this over to the Courage Campaign and to Rick Jacobs. I want to thank all of you for joining us here today. This morning we stand here united with one purpose. That purpose is to do everything we can to lessen the carnage on our streets and our neighborhoods that is the daily result of gun violence. All of us were stunned and sickened by the mass killing of innocent children and educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut last December. Yet since December 14th of last year, only 4 months ago, as many as 3,300 more Americans have been killed by gunfire. In those same 123 days in California, at least 355 more gun deaths have been reported. It is time to act, and it is time to act decisively. Senate Democrats are committed to do so, and today, 6 years to the day of the Virginia Tech campus shooting and the week of the anniversary of the Columbine massacre, we bring to the Senate Public Safety Committee a package of bills that comprises life-saving intelligent firearms enforcement, the LIFE Act. With me today are educators, our doctors, our faith-based groups, and community organizers who represent a majority of Californians who demand action to curb gun violence in our communities. Anytime we attempt to close loopholes in our gun laws, anytime we propose common sense regulations to keep guns out of the wrong hands, there is a cacophony of protest from the gun lobby. Those folks will be out in force today, no doubt about it, around the Capitol for today's committee hearing. But they are the vocal minority. We are here today to show that this Life Act coalition truly represents the majority of Californians, a majority no longer silent when it comes to supporting concrete steps to reducing gun violence and saving lives. And finally, today, a day after the horrible events in Boston, it's just important that we all take a breath as well and state our prayers, our concern and support for the victims and their families, and pray that everyone heals. And last but not least, before I turn it over to my colleagues, I just must show an advertisement from yesterday's Sacramento Bee here. Oops. Hope it's about the Kings. Okay. This is what we're talking about here, people. For $1,349, you can legally buy an assault rifle here in California. And this is the very rifle that we're talking about here. Results in superior accuracy, reliability, ambidextrous ergonomics, exceeding military specifications. We don't need this in California. Senator De Leon, briefly, and Senator Block, and then I'll turn it over to Rick Jacobs.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pro Tem. Good morning to each and every one of you. This is not a Democratic issue. This is not a Republican issue. This is a pro-safety issue for all Californians, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you come from. The reality is I represent a district where there's a lot of carnage that takes place, especially during weekend nights and during the summer nights. And I joined my voice with our President Pro Tem, Mr. Darrell Steinberg, Courage Campaign, Rick Jacobs, my colleague Marty Block, and my other colleagues in the Senate, as well as community activists throughout the state of California, in raising our voices collectively to denounce gun violence. Guns nor ammunition discriminate. They take everyone, regardless, again, of who you are and where you come from, the color of your skin. So I'm very honored to be here with our Pro Tem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem and Senator De Leon. You know, we have a package of bills today, a package of 10 bills, and it's argued that no one bill can protect everybody. This package together will protect kids, will protect adults, will protect Californians. And while we can't guarantee that every bill will protect every person, it's our responsibility in the legislature to do what we can to protect as many as we can. We can't just throw up our arms and say there's nothing we can do. This package today, these bills taken together, will be effective in making sure that our schools are safer, that our streets are safer, and that all of you are safer. Thanks.
Before Rick comes up, I just want to say, you want to go to bat on a tough issue in California, foreclosure relief, go to bat to try to get the revenue to avoid deeper cuts to schools. You want to fight the gun lobby, go to bat with the Courage campaign. Rick Jacobs.
Thank you,
there you
Darryl.
go.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, we're honored to be here today, and I say we because there's a great coalition of groups here. The Life Act was so dubbed, actually, by my colleague Eddie Kurtz, working with a lot of staff of your great staff, and we came up with this because we have to show people across the state and frankly across the country that our legislature, our Senate, our government is acting while unfortunately those in Washington are watching. And I hope they see what these senators, particularly the pro tem, are doing. So we had we went out to our members from Courage Campaign, which is a progressive organization, and Credo Action, which is also progressive, and we have over 31,000 people who signed on as co-sponsors of the Life Act. That's not an insignificant number, nor is the idea that this is about progress. It's not, as Kevin or the pro tem said, it's not about politics, it's about progress. And I think anybody who looks around at their family and their children after what happened at Sandy Hook knows that we progress if we're safer. And we at Courage and at Credo are very pleased that you all have led the way on this. You know, 61% of Californians support this package of bills, 61%. So as the pro tem said, seeing some people making a lot of noise outside, they truly are the noisy minority. What I'd like to do is introduce the members of our coalition who are here today. And they're each going to say a few words. And we're going to start out with Amanda Wilcox, who I will say, as she said to me, is an unfortunate activist in this area of gun safety. She's with the Brady campaign here in California.
Thank you. I often say that the issue of gun violence prevention picked me. Sadly, it picked me when my daughter was killed in a rampage shooting about 12 years ago. And I know, just like the parents from Columbine, from Virginia Tech, from Aurora, from Sandy Hook, that we have to be involved in this issue because it's the only way we can live with it. We have to stop the shootings, and we have to keep other people's children safe so that they do not need to experience what we went through. I have been working in the legislature as a volunteer advocate for over 8 years, and the policies that are in the bills today are not new. We've had many discussions about these. We've been slowly working to get our policy goals passed. We've had many successes. What's different today is that there are more voices, loud voices being heard, and all these voices are saying together that is enough is enough. We will not rest until every parent knows that their child is safe in our state. So I applaud the legislators behind me for taking the lead. Thank you to all these new members of our coalition who care so deeply about gun violence. Lives are at stake, and I can tell you firsthand that the heartache and grief that goes with losing a child never goes away. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
Let's hope that maybe after this package of legislation passes, you can start focusing more fully on national issues as California becomes safer. We hope. We hope. I'd like to introduce next from the Jewish Partnership for Justice, David Levitas. David?
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. My name is David Levitas. I'm with Bend the Arc, a Jewish Partnership for Justice. I direct our work in Southern California. Our mission is to engage Jews around the state and the country in our tradition of working to heal and repair the world. And I'm honored to be here with other faith groups such as PICO, California Church Impact, and CLU, voicing the faith perspective on this vital issue. There's more than 1.2 million Jews in California, and we know that Jews here in California, as well as their counterparts nationally, care deeply about this issue and are strong backers of measures to prevent gun violence. The Life Act resonates powerfully with our tradition, our faith tradition, and with our history. Our tradition emphasizes the sanctity and the supreme value of human life, and nothing is more important. We believe that everybody is B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God. We have a saying that he who saves one life, it is as if he saved the whole universe, and he who destroys one life, it is as if he destroyed the whole universe. But our tradition is also very practical. We know that at times people need to defend themselves. Judaism is not pacifism. And our tradition has long regulated the use of violent weapons. We admit there's an important need for them at times, but there are strong restrictions on when they may be used, and these go back thousands of years, in fact. The sale of weapons to people who are intent on destruction or people who are known as cowards who might use them rashly is absolutely forbidden. Only in areas where weapons are truly necessary for protection are they allowed. And in many circumstances, even the risk of weapons falling to the wrong hands outweighs any perceived need for self-defense. So for all these reasons, the Life Act's measures to limit the ability of dangerous and unstable people to possess deadly weapons and ammunition, and to limit the availability of destructive guns and ammunition resonate powerfully with our Jewish tradition and with many faith traditions. So it is time to return really to our dearest values, to the time-tested wisdom of our tradition, and to end the senseless gun violence and to pass the Life Act.
Thank you very much. I do think, Pro Tem Steinberg, that there is no accident in the fact that there are a lot of Jewish groups here with us today. So our next group, National Council of Jewish Women, Julie Bernstein.
Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm a California native, born and raised in San Francisco, and I'm here because my father was murdered in 1991. And it's taken me 22 years to be able to speak about it publicly, but I'm really pleased to be here and addressing the committee this morning on behalf of my father and all of the Americans that are killed every day due to gun violence. Thank you.
Very sorry. With the passage of this bill, we hope there will be many, many fewer of those stories. From our very good friends at the California Federation of Teachers, Monica Hinestrosa.
Thank you. Monica Hinestrosa with the California Federation of Teachers. We represent more than 100,000 educators in the state. We join our partners in expressing our concern with protecting students, with protecting educators, with protecting all of those families who also come and volunteer at our schools. We've witnessed the harm in Newton, Connecticut, Columbine, Virginia Tech, and other educational institutions. In fact, at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newton, Connecticut, what we found was we lost a number of our AFT fellow educators. The California Federation of Teachers is strongly interested in putting many layers of protection between our students and those who might harm them. We are proud to join this remarkable coalition of progressive groups, faith-based groups, organizing groups, grassroots groups, and others. Thank you.
From American Academy of Pediatrics at Noemi Spinet. I hope I said your name close to right.
I'm Dr. Spinet. I'm a resident pediatrician in Oakland. I'm here with the Academy of Pediatrics. I'm here to bear witness to the many young victims of gun violence. We support the Life Act.
Thank you. And from Moms Demand Action, which we see a lot of here, Melissa Bellman.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Bellman. I'm here representing Moms Demand Action. This is a new grassroots organization to promote common sense gun legislation. You'll recognize us by the hearts that we're wearing. We're here to give a voice to the parents and the moms who support our senator's efforts to bring about changes that will reduce gun violence and keep our children safe. So we thank you for those efforts.
Thank you. And I just want to mention, we talked about the number of people who've signed. They're in this book. They're also scrolling there on the screen, and they've been scrolling since we started, and you can see they're still scrolling. This is a real grassroots movement that embraces people like Amanda from the Brady campaign, people who've been fighting for a very, very long time, fighting violence. And we have full faith in our leadership here today, Senator Steinberg, Senator Block, Senator DeLeon, and their colleagues, that this is a turning point. And we, in our coalition, are going to do everything possible to help make that so. Thank you.
We'd be happy to answer any of your questions. If not, we'll see you. Yes?
Well, that's not possible, right?
That's not possible.
I mean, I was struck early in this legislative session when your predecessor, Pro Tem Don Parada, came and testified about the threats that were made against him when he tried to pass legislation to restrict guns. And I'm just wondering if you could address that, if you've been threatened, and how you deal with that threat, because obviously that's the extreme person out there, but it is still, as we know with Senator Yee, a threat to.
Well, we know that Senator Yee has received direct threats, but beyond that, I don't think I'll comment on any specifics. I would say that there are people who write and call who are at least on the edge. And look, we always have to be cognizant of security and our safety, but it can never, ever stop us from doing our work and doing the job that the people hired us to do. And, because intimidation, if you allow threats and intimidation to work, the intimidators then win. And that's not what we can have happen here. There are too many innocent people. There are too many future victims, unfortunately, and maybe fewer future victims. I know fewer victims if and when we succeed here. And so we're always cognizant, and and we have good security around here, but the world is the world. Look at Boston yesterday. We just do our work, and we do the very best we can on behalf of the people who hired us to represent them.
How many petitions are actually sending in?
It's 31,000.
Not just the members, that's the ones who actually signed.
31,592 signed. And I think, Eddie, we have about 50 people. Sorry. Oh, we have 31,592 people. 31,592 people have signed the petitions. They're all scrolling up there. And I think we have about 60 people who volunteered today and are going to come and give public comment in the committee hearing. So it's a very strong, something that our members and Credo's members feel very strongly about and are, again, honored to be able to back up the coalition that's here.
California isn't an island. You can take all these measures. New York took all these measures. Connecticut took similar measures. But yet, I was wondering if you could comment on, in the absence of federal action, how does that make us fall short of achieving the goals that you want?
There's no question that comprehensive federal action would be the highest priority. But in the absence of achieving something that we frankly can't control, we can save hundreds and hundreds of lives by strengthening our laws here in California, and that's what we intend to do. There is no question that this entire package will save lives. I mean, if you look at the bill already moving through that's on the Assembly floor now, the Leno bill, that funds the Attorney General and the Department of Justice to be able to get the nearly 40,000 guns that are sitting in the hands and in the homes of people who are legally prohibited from owning them, that is a lifesaver by definition. I could go through this entire package and we can see and make the connection that a California law, these California laws will undoubtedly save lives.
If we pass all these bills, are we going to be the safest, the most safe?
We will have, again, the most comprehensive gun legislation in the country when we pass these bills and they're signed by the governor. Yes.
Have there been any developments or traction in your efforts to include mental health reforms as part of the national conversation? I will give you a little sneak preview that in several weeks I'm going to make a significant announcement about, again, a major Senate policy proposal to increase funding for mental health. We're working very hard on that, not in tandem necessarily with this effort, because there is some relationship, obviously, but on its own merits. We must fill as many of the holes as possible that exist in our mental health system. My focus is twofold without giving it away. Number one, crisis beds for people who are in desperate need of crisis, of a place to be while they're being assessed and being referred to the right program. And two, we need to create much better linkages, I call it triage, at all points of access into this mental health system so that people can get help. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I don't want to spoil my announcement. Will it be existing from existing funding or new revenue source?
There are no new revenue sources that I know of, except for State General Fund and the Affordable Care Act, which we're in the process of implementing, but more on that later.
Darrell, a couple of weeks ago, the gun lobby told me they were going to actively court moderate Democrats. Do you worry that within your party that...
You know what? They have their First Amendment right to go court whoever they want. I think when my colleagues see this package and the debate is had on the merits of each of these individual bills and the bills as a package, that we will prevail.
Of course. I think the very way you phrased the question, the quote-unquote gun lobby, says everything, because this is not a lobby that's behind you. This is a coalition. This is nearly 32,000 people. It's doctors and it's nurses and it's mothers and it's people who've unfortunately are still mourning the loss of children and fathers. And I think it's such a broad coalition here in California that this group that opposes more safety really has marginalized itself. So court away.
It was just a shortened term. I mean,
no, I didn't.
Yeah. It's on TV. Just shorten our names. Come on.
How about the People's Lobby, right here, and many thousands more.